78 Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty ldbc, Lions Den boxing community. For those who don't know, now you know. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe, also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop a new video. If you're digging the video, go ahead and share this joint. So Anthony Joshua has chosen Robert the Nordic Nightmare Helenius for his next opponent. As we all know, Dillian White, Joshua's original scheduled opponent, tested positive for the third time in his career for a banned substance, and Dillian is out. It was speculation on who was going to be the replacement, but they settled in on Robert Helenius. Helenius, longtime veteran, been around the block, fought a lot of people, good solid heavyweight. Helenius was knocked out in the first round versus Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder last year. Helenius just fought last week in a bounce back fight and was victorious, stopping the guy in like 3 rounds or something like that. So he's going to have a quick turnaround, come back and fight Anthony Joshua a few weeks after his last victory to step in. Now, this is short notice, of course. Joshua has a history of short notice fights that don't work out good for him. He fought Andy Ruiz Jr. And lost in the first fight. Andy Ruiz was a replacement opponent for Jarrell Miller. When the same thing happened, Jarrell Miller tested positive for a banned substance, and Matchroom had to find him a replacement opponent. They chose Andy Ruiz Jr. And that was bad matchmaking on the part of Eddie Hearn. Now, this is good matchmaking on the part of Eddie Hearn, in my opinion, because it looks like if Deontay Wilder is the ultimate goal, if Deontay Wilder is next for Anthony Joshua, then they're going to be fighting. He's going to be fighting a shared opponent. The last opponent that Deontay Wilder fought, Anthony Joshua gets to fight him now. Now, it's going to be compared. Will Anthony Joshua look better than Deontay Wilder? Of course not. I don't believe so. He won't stop Helenius in 1 round. I don't believe so. You know what I mean? I think that Joshua should stop Helenius inside of 5 rounds. Inside 5 rounds, Joshua should stop Helenius. If it goes past 5 rounds, Joshua is in trouble, in my opinion. That means that this is a long, drawn-out fight that could go, either way. You know what I'm saying, in my opinion. But I find it hilarious that AJ fans and a lot of fans from the UK that badgered Deontay Wilder for fighting Robert Helenius, they absolutely tried to destroy and discredit Deontay Wilder's victory over Robert Helenius, calling Helenius all kind of names, calling him a bum, calling him a has-been, washed up, right? Wilder's never fought nobody. He don't fight nobody, blah, 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 blah. This is the guy who Anthony Joshua chooses. Now, he had other options. He chose Robert Helenius, okay? And now these same people who were very critical of everything Deontay Wilder does is all of a sudden now trying to justify Robert Helenius versus AJ. Well, AJ's not a champion. He doesn't have a belt. Well, neither was Deontay Wilder. He wasn't a champion either. That didn't stop y'all from badgering him, right? But this just goes to show you the natural bias in people, right? So people love to talk about the LDBC being an echo chamber and all people in the LDBC. Oh, they do this and do that. Listen, everybody on this YouTube got their favorites, okay? Everybody on this YouTube is biased, period. Some people just hide it better than others. At the end of the day, y'all gonna justify anything AJ do because you like AJ, right? And anything Deontay Wilder do, y'all gonna discredit it. Just like y'all did with Luis King Kong Ortiz. Y'all built Luis King Kong Ortiz up to be this boogeyman monster that nobody in the heavyweight division wanted to face. You called Deontay Wilder a duck. You said he was gonna get knocked out by Luis Ortiz. Wilder takes on the challenge not once but twice. Beats Luis Ortiz. Y'all give him credit for one day, and then all of a sudden, years later, now y'all want to look back and act like Ortiz was trash. Ortiz, well, who did Ortiz ever beat anyway? Ortiz was never that good. Same thing y'all did to Gerald Washington. When Deontay Wilder constantly had opponents constantly failing drug tests, and he had to find replacement opponents. I remember quite clearly many people on YouTube saying, "Why not Gerald Washington? Why doesn't Deontay Wilder take on the undefeated American Gerald Washington? That'd be a great fight." Wilder would never fight Gerald Washington. He'd never fight an undefeated black fighter. Wilder takes on Gerald Washington because he keeps his ear to the street. So he takes on Gerald Washington. He stops Gerald Washington, right? And now y'all act like Gerald Washington was absolute trash. That's how y'all act. But then, just yesterday, when it was rumors that Anthony Joshua would be fighting Gerald Washington, y'all start switching that up. Well, Gerald Washington would be a good fight for AJ. I mean, it's a good bounce back fight. It makes sense. And you see what I'm saying? This is what these people do, bro. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. But I'll say this. I'm looking forward to AJ versus Deontay Wilder. This is the fight that I've wanted to see for 5, 6 years now. I forgot, I lost count. Maybe it's been longer than that. Had to be about 7 years now since back when AJ fought Klitschko. AJ Klitschko fight. Before the AJ Klitschko fight, I want to see Wilder versus Joshua. Right? I wanted to see Wilder versus Joshua when Anthony Joshua was ranked number 2 in the WBC, and he was in line to fight Deontay Wilder. But then when Tyson Fury's belts became available, when Fury got stripped of all his titles, and the IBF, everybody went crazy, went looking for belts, hand-me-down free belts. So instead of fighting the champion, Deontay Wilder, AJ decided to leave the WBC rankings and go over and fight Charles Martin for the IBF title. And the PBC helped him do it, which is foolish on their part. But they went on and let AJ fight Charles Martin for the IBF route. And when he beat Charles Martin, that's all she wrote. It was hard to get AJ back in the ring with Deontay Wilder at that point in time. Now, AJ fans will tell you a bunch of fairy tales about how AJ offered Wilder 3 fights and Wilder turned them all down, but they'll leave out all the details as to many of those fights Wilder agreeing to, and Eddie Hearn and AJ stalling and pulling out of the fights. They'll leave all of that out. You understand? And they'll talk to you. The only one they can actually talk about is the DAZN deal. DAZN offered Deontay Wilder a contract with AJ being included in there, but DAZN admitted themselves that they messed up that negotiation with Deontay Wilder because they didn't have all the numbers that they were supposed to have conducting business. They messed it up. And then AJ ended up losing to Andy Ruiz anyway. So if Wilder had signed with DAZN, he would have had to wait for AJ to rematch Andy Ruiz and all this nonsense. So anyway, other than that, Wilder was offered $12.5 million or something like that, flat rate, to fight Anthony Joshua over in the UK. I have it on video where Deontay Wilder agreed to that, and he said, "Okay, I'll take that now, but if I win, then I want to have the lion's share, 60-40. I want to have 60% my favorite if I win." Eddie Hearn said, "Absolutely not." I got all this stuff on tape, so I don't know why you dudes keep telling these fibs, trying to trick all the new boxing fans as to what happened. All right. At the end of the day, it don't matter now. If AJ beats Robert Helenius, then we should see Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua this December or January of next year early. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Who y'all got this fight? 7 Days Sports TV. Salute to the mighty ldbc. I'm up out of here. Deuces.